Hey everyone, it's Kenji. We're going to do some knife skills today. We're talking about cucumbers. So here I've got three different types of cucumbers. These are three that you're likely to find in your normal supermarket. There's American cucumbers, which have a kind of thicker skin. They're a little bit girthier and a little bit sort of knobbier, you know. And your English cucumber, which is kind of more slender and long. They tend to be a little more watery inside, whereas American cucumbers are a little more seedy. You deal with them in slightly different ways. And then finally, there's your Persian cucumber, or your little, I feel like cucumbers keep getting smaller. I saw this pack of cucumbers where they were like finger size, I think it's cukeflation, or is what they call it. But Persian cucumbers, these are like your snacking cucumbers. Mainly, we're going to be dealing with English and American cucumbers today. So when you're slicing a cucumber, obviously you can slice it just into rounds, just like this. What sometimes find happen is that when you slice into rounds like this, you can see what's happening right now, which is that they all roll away, right? And then sometimes what happens is as they do that, they end up also kind of rolling under your knife, and so you end up with these pieces that you've accidentally cut in half like that. So the way that I deal with those, there's a couple things you can do. One of them is that instead of slicing up and down, or instead of doing a rock chop with a bigger knife, you can pull your knife back like this, right? And that will prevent that. The other one you can do is that you keep your knife at a very, very slight angle this way. So instead of being straight up and down like this, keep your knife very, very slightly tilted like that, and that'll make sure that all the cucumbers kind of fall off to that side as you go, you see? And that way they don't end up riding back under your knife. And of course, I don't know if I have to show you this, but if you want half moons, you can cut them into a half moon shape first and do the same basic thing. Or if you want quarter moons, you can cut them into quarter moons, cut them into quarters, and then do them that way. As with any knife skills, you're always going to want to keep your left hand or your non-knife hand in this kind of bear claw shape, where your fingers are not exposed because you don't want to cut the tips of your fingers off. Your knuckles are what's sticking out here, and your knife rides along the knuckle, right? And that's sort of what's going to define the thickness of the cut. As you pull back your finger, the knife is going to move sort of faster or slower, so you can get big chunks like that. Or if you move your fingers back slowly, you get really thin slices. When I was in college, I went to a demonstration at one of the Martin Yan Can Cook. He came and did a demonstration where he had a cucumber and he set it on the table and he asked someone in the audience to call out a number between 50 and 200. And so someone said 137, and then he just went and he got it into 137 perfectly even slices. It was incredible. Nobody actually counted, but we assumed that he really did 137. All right, so that's how you get those slices. We're gonna eat a lot of salad tonight. Luckily, cucumbers are my kids' favorite vegetable, so these are not going to go to waste. All right, so with an American cucumber, all right, so let me split open this American cucumber and show you what you'll see inside. Split it in half, trim the ends off. So with an English cucumber, there's very few seeds inside, so your cross section is a lot of sort of flesh and not too much seeds. Your American cucumber, on the other hand, you got a lot less flesh and a lot more seeds, and those seeds themselves tend to be more watery. So while an English cucumber overall, if you eat a slice of it, it's going to have a slightly more watery flavor than an American cucumber. With an American cucumber, the seedy part is going to be really watery, but the flesh itself is going to be more flavorful. So what I like to do with my American cucumbers is I'll scoop out those seeds with a spoon. So you just use the tip of a spoon and you just kind of scrape them out. If you got snails or slugs like a terrarium, like my daughter has, you can save those, and they like to eat them. And from here, you can cut them obviously into crescents like this, or you can split it again and cut them into kind of chunkier bits like that. This is actually sort of one of my favorite shapes for like a chopped salad. So what I like to do is I will peel the cucumber first, because that one's not so bad, but oftentimes American cucumbers can have really thick peels. So peel it first and then cut it into chunks like that. Here, in fact, let me grab another cucumber and show you exactly how I would prepare it for a salad. What you can do is, if you want it to be kind of semi-fancy looking, you peel it in stripes like that, like a zebra, or like the mascot of fruit striped gum, cuke striped gum. You can do that and you slice and it looks pretty, or you can just take them off all the way. trim off the ends. Split them in half lengthwise. Get your seeds out. Cucumbers, by the way, I think one of the most underrated stir-fry vegetables. Yeah, I think they're really good when you stir. You know, they're sort of real subtle in flavor, but they taste really nice in a stir-fry. Then I cut them into quarters lengthwise, and finally into kind of chunky bits like this. And then what I like to do with cucumbers, get them in a little bowl, and then we're going to season them. Some salt, some white wine vinegar. You can eyeball this. You know, I do about maybe for one cucumber about a tablespoon of white wine vinegar, and then some good extra virgin olive oil, whatever version of olive oil you like. Probably 2 to 1 olive oil to vinegar, so about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. You can also, if you want, add some like sliced red onions, sliced shallots, something like that. And then I just toss this all together. Taste it, make sure it's okay. Yeah, I want it to be nice and tangy and salty, well seasoned. And then this, I'll actually put this in my fridge, and I can let it sit there for, you know, up to a couple days. So anytime I have a salad, I have these marinated cucumbers that can go straight into the salad, and they will be actually crunchier than a fresh cucumber is, and also absorb some of that flavor. So they become a really, really nice addition to any kind of salad. And you know, on top of this, it's a pretty neutral dressing that you have on here. So if you're going to do a different type of dressing on your salad, these will work in there no matter what you do in your salad. I very frequently will have marinated cucumbers like this on hand in my fridge. All right, so finally, what are we going to do? Oh, the other type of cucumber that you might find at the supermarket is a Kirby, you know, a pickling cucumber. So Kirby cucumbers tend to be smaller and girthier than American cucumbers, and a little more Kirby. But that's about it. You wouldn't want to typically use those for cooking because they have real thick skins. Those are really just for pickling. So the final thing we're going to do now is we're going to no, I got a couple more things. We're going to cut a cucumber into matchsticks. So this is the way you might cut them if you're having, say, like Peking duck, you know, or crispy duck in a Mandarin pancake. I'm going to use an English cucumber for this. I'm going to find my mandolin slicer. Do you know where my mandolin is? Oh, there it is. All right. This is my Benriner. It's a Japanese mandolin slicer. Benriner, B-E-N-R-I-N-E-R. In Japanese, it's benrina, which means, ooh, how handy. Literally. It's a vegetable slicer. It's called ooh, how handy because it's like what happens. It's the opposite of what you are if you're not careful. So we're going to take our cucumber. You can do, obviously, you can do it with a whole cucumber before you slice it. And we're going to get it into slices, you know, as thin or as thick as you want them. I go about like 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm very careful at the end not to run my hand through that slicer. Right? Then you get your little stacks of cucumber like this. You stack them up a few at a time. Let's go 3 at a time here. And then you go the other direction with your knife. And if you want to be real precise about this, you can take the skins off first and discard them. But otherwise, you know, you just want to cut them into matchsticks like that. Right? And these are great for you know, garnishing your pancakes, your Peking duck pancakes. They go really well inside like a sushi hand roll. They're really good if you're doing like a cold somen or soba noodle salad in the summer. A dish like hiyashi chuka, which is like ramen noodles with a sort of vinaigrette on them. Really thinly sliced cucumbers like this mix well with noodles, and so that you can like pile them up and eat them with your chopsticks. Right? All right, so the last technique we're going to do is we are going to, I'll use my Persian cucumber for this one. We're going to slice our cucumbers again, but this time with a twist. This is how, if you've ever been to like, if you've ever had like one of those marinated sweet and sour cucumber salads, like at a Sichuan restaurant, the cucumbers come in these spirals. This is how you do it, real simple. You take a couple pairs of one pair of chopsticks, that's 2 individual chopsticks, stick them on either side of your cucumber like that, okay? And then first what we're gonna do is we're gonna go across cutting all the way down to the chopstick, a series of parallel cuts. I'm not being very even right now because I'm on camera, and I'm never even when I'm on camera. And then we're going to flip the whole thing over, so those cuts are now facing down, right? And then what you're going to do is cut across at a 45-degree angle. So we were first going perpendicular to the cucumber like this. Now we're going to go 45 degrees to the cucumber. And again, we're going to cut down just till we hit those chopsticks. If you want to make this a little bit easier, by the way, you can tape your chopsticks to the cutting board so that they don't move around, and that makes it easier so you don't have to kind of hang on to them like I'm trying to do. And then when you're done with that, you should be able to just go, whoo, you see? And you get like nice little accordion of cucumber. Accordion to me, this is the prettiest way to cut your cucumbers. The reason, you know, the reason. Yeah, Chen. The reason you do this beyond just looking cool is that when you then dress this cucumber and arrange it in a plate, you know, all the dressing gets inside there, and it really, you know, the cucumber ends up almost marinated, so you can still pick it up in big chunks, but there's so much surface area on it that you get a lot of the flavors. So if you do, you know, chili oil and vinegar, a little bit of sugar, something like that, it's real delicious. And if you look below, I'll leave a recipe for a marinated spiral cut cucumber salad that you can find. And I'll also leave the recipe for these marinated cucumbers. All right. I don't think Chen actually wants any cucumbers today. We can try it out. Do you want to try a cucumber? Oh, sure. All right. You just want to kind of taunt me. Yeah, I thought so. All right. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, thank you for joining me. We'll do some more knife skills next time. Bye.